Hello, brothers and sisters. I want to speak to you today about one subject which is vitally important to me and should be just as vitally important to each and every one of you, and that's your safety on the job site, your ability to come home at the end of every shift back to your family. Unfortunately, we've just experienced our 6th fatality this year from an on-the-job accident. This is a tragedy that we can prevent and that we will prevent, but it's going to take all of our best efforts, my efforts, your employer's efforts, and your efforts. We're working with OSHA to improve the national regulations regarding post-tensioning and reinforcing steel to hopefully garner the same improvements that we did with Subpart R. Rigging and signaling has always been one of the prime skills of our trade. We are the riggers, we are the signalmen. Way back when, wherever the hook went, an Ironworker went with us, and we hope to have the same thing in place in the future. It's amazing to see all the focus being put on credentials for qualification through the requirements of the new crane standard and also the owner's attention to qualifications. Everybody should understand one thing. We train to be the best in the industry. Our training is far and above the highest standards in the industry. That is what we're training to because we want to be the best. And our qualification, the cards that we issue for signalmen and riggers are the best in the industry. I think one thing that we've noticed, we've seen a lot of attention paid now to the hazards with exposure to welding fumes. Your union, the Ironworkers, we were one of the first to do testing in a lot of different venues to determine what the exposure was to our members. And we've taken active action not only in the regulations that will be introduced to govern those fumes, but also in what we've done internally as far as our apprenticeship programs, as far as the welding certifications, and making sure that our members are protected at their union hall when they're doing welding. Well, safety and the health of our members is one of the top priorities. It's one of the reasons our union was formed in the beginning. Everybody thinks unions were formed over wages. It was formed to stick together and do something about the hazards of the job and the fatalities that were happening on the job. We have a variety of ways that we track injuries, we track accidents, we track fatalities. But one thing we do together with our partners in the industry through Impact is we have our regular safety and health roundtable meetings where we sit down with not only government regulators but also with our industry partners, the owners, and our contractors, determine what is needed in the industry and how we can best improve the safety for everyone on the job sites. One thing each of our members have to understand when they go to work is that they're a professional ironworker. They need to show up ready, capable to go to work, and their focus needs to be on the job that they have to perform. We've given you the best training in the industry as far as how to recognize hazards in the job. Your union gives you the ability when you see something unsafe to respond to that and get that situation corrected. But each of us is our own brother's keeper. We need to keep our eyes out for unsafe conditions, unsafe practices that somebody may forget about, where they've lost their attention, they've lost their focus, and that's going to help us reach our goal of having 0 fatalities. As ironworkers, we always need to be at the top of our game. You know, the environment we work in is one of the most hazardous in the industry. And to be on top of our game, you need to take journeyman upgrading. You need to be aware of the latest techniques, the latest programs we have as far as to improve the safety on the job. And also to keep your skills focused and sharp. Drug use is harmful. Drug use results in more accidents in the field. Drug use results in more injuries in the field. And I think everybody agrees that's one thing we want to stop. And if stopping drug use on that helps reach that goal, then that's what we're going to do. We have a fatality. Management has failed in not providing a safe work site. Our training has failed in not making sure that the member was aware of those dangers. And each of us as co-workers, as members of the union, have failed in not making sure that we protect and look out for each other. And I think working together we can reach our goal of 0 fatalities, and 2012 is a great time to be able to do that.